Amazing. I hope I didn't spill any champagne on any of you. So we've got a jam-packed morning today, and I want to get started right away. Is Tweetbeat up there? Where's Nan? You want to come on up here? I'm going to start with a product demo. Do you want to come talk here? Hi.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, how are you, Anand? So Tweetbeat is a product of Cosmix, right? And
That's
Cosmix
right.
is a search engine. Why don't you explain to us what you're trying to do with Tweetbeat?
Sure. Shall I get started?
You talk to them. They're all yours.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Anand Rajaraman, co-founder of Cosmix, and this is my colleague, Robert Yao. Before I get started, I'd like to take a moment to congratulate Michael Arrington and the entire TechCrunch team on the fantastic news they announced on this stage exactly 24 hours ago. I've worked with many companies, many startups as an angel investor and as a VC, and one of the things I've realized is that we often don't take enough time to celebrate our successes. So savor the moment, guys, and it looks like many of you did because you're not here today. Now, many of you in the audience have been tweeting about Disrupt, and I think the entire world has as well. Just over the course of this conference, we've been counting how many tweets we've been seeing about Disrupt. And as of 8 a.m. this morning, it looks like we had 63,000 tweets about Disrupt from over 11,000 people. But with that many tweets, it's sometimes hard to figure out the good tweets from the bad ones. For example, there are some great gems like this one from Fake Carol Bards. How the F does AOL even have 25 million? Right? And then there's the off-topic ones and even the outright spammy ones like this one, which is of $100,000 gift card, still has the TechCrunch hashtag. So how do you separate the signal from the noise? So today we are excited to announce Tweetbeat. Tweetbeat is the place to follow live in real time the most interesting things people are saying about any major event. Tweetbeat processes the entire Twitter firehose, more than 90 million tweets a day, to both discover the most significant events that are happening right now and the most interesting tweets about those events. Whether it's a recent fire in San Bruno, the season premiere of Glee, Monday Night Football, or a conference like Disrupt, Tweetbeat has it all. It's like 24/7 reality TV, except it's on Twitter, so we don't have to pay the actors. Let's take a look at what's playing on Twitter right now. Looks like the major events right now that are being discussed on Twitter are Tropical Storm Nicole, the Al-Qaeda plot in Europe, and the Skype-Facebook integration. So let's click on the Al-Qaeda plot to live follow that event. Now, right in the middle, you see a stream of the most interesting tweets about the event. Tweetbeat doesn't show you every tweet about the event, only the most interesting ones. Its semantic analysis technology actually understands the meaning of text. It goes far beyond keywords and hashtags to identify the most interesting tweets from the most influential tweeters. Don't you hate it when you're at a conference like Disrupt and you have to remember the hashtag, both to tweet and to find tweets? And sometimes there are events like yesterday, there was a shooting at UT Austin where there are no good hashtags. Well, you don't need to worry about that anymore because Tweetbeat finds the best tweets whether they use a hashtag or not because it uses its semantic analysis technology. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to mourn the passing of hashtags. For another example, let's take a look at a featured event on Tweetbeat, the NFL. Let's go to the NFL page on Tweetbeat. And right down the middle, once again, you see a stream of the most interesting tweets about the NFL right now, and also the popular headlines from major news outlets covering the NFL. If you're a football fan, and like me, you missed some of Sunday or Monday's games, you shouldn't panic because Tweetbeat is like TiVo for Twitter. It records the most interesting events so that you can follow them at leisure. So let's click through to the replay of the Cardinals and Raiders game. And the first thing you notice is that there are two streams, one for each team, so that you can see what fans from both teams are saying. And you can either replay the whole game or you can use the graph on top to find the most interesting places. So in this game, it looks like most of the action happened towards the end. And I think that's when Janikowski missed that field goal, and the Raiders lost the game. And boy, can Carol Bartz learn some cuss words from the Raiders fans. Now, for any event, there are a few key people who sort of set the tone for the discussion, who kind of are the opinion leaders. We call these people the influencers. Tweetbeat identifies the influencers for any key event. In this case, we show influencers for both teams. And that's Mike Sando. He's a prolific blogger about the NFL, and he's clearly a big commentator on the football games. He's an influencer for this event. And this works for any event, not just for football. One of the cool things that's sort of happening on Twitter right now, if you guys have been following it, is that more and more athletes are coming on Twitter. And so a lot of football players are on Twitter as well, except it's kind of hard to keep track of who's on Twitter and what their Twitter handles are. So Tweetbeat shows you first-hand tweets from the players and the coaches in the game or in any event. So in this case, that's Jay Feely. He's a kicker for the Arizona Cardinals, and you can follow him from there with one click, or you can see his tweets there as well. To get the technology behind Tweetbeat just right, we built a preview version of Tweetbeat for the FIFA World Cup. And it was a big hit. In just over 4 weeks of the World Cup, we got almost 1 million visitors, and they spent on average 20 minutes on the site consuming the stream. By the end of the World Cup, we'd streamed over 1 billion seconds of live commentary about the World Cup, and this showed us we were onto something. Back now to Disrupt. There may be those of you like me who missed yesterday's historic session, and you can just replay it on Tweetbeat. And that spike that you see is the exact moment when the deal was signed on stage. And you can go right there to see what people, the immediate reactions of the people in the audience to the signing of the deal. The genius of Twitter is that it democratizes expression, right? But when the whole world is tweeting about what's happening right now, it's hard to figure out what matters right now. Tweetbeat tells you what matters right now. See what's playing on Twitter, go to Tweetbeat. And we are opening it up live to the whole world at 10 a.m. today. Thank you.
Wow. Very impressive. I love the timeline aspect of it. It's a feature that I'm seeing more and more of in a lot of apps, especially analytic apps like Chartbeat, et cetera. And it really does help you kind of navigate these streams. I think what's really interesting about it is, we talk about this real-time stream, and it is a fire hose of tweets. And basically, if you're looking at it, it's great, but then you're off, doing your job or doing other things, and you miss 8 hours, and you basically missed 8 hours worth of tweets, which is not horrible. But if something important happened, you miss it. And I think this is sort of a first step towards, letting you go back and replay that or capture that. How do you, the tweets that you show, do you have some kind of relevance algorithm that you only show the tweets from the most relevant people or from the most influential, or do you just show any tweets about that subject?
No, we actually use 3 different factors in figuring out which tweets to show, and we use them all in real time. The first is clearly the person who tweets, the tweeter, and their influence score. We have proprietary ways of discovering influential people on a per topic basis. Mm-hmm. The second is the content of the tweet itself. So we do semantic analysis on the tweets to understand their meaning, to see whether they are in line with what other people are saying. Are they using interesting words in the tweets, things like that, so that we don't show you somebody tweeting about they're having coffee at Disrupt when a deal is being announced on stage. Right? So that's important. And we also look at what happens to the tweet immediately after it's tweeted. Does it get retweeted? Is there velocity, acceleration on that, things like that. But
with 140 characters, there's not a lot of text to analyze, right? I mean, most semantic analysis, don't you get better results the richer the text?
Absolutely, and with semantic analysis, you do get better results the richer the text. So that's our specialty. We've sort of developed these methods to analyze small amounts of text.
Are you analyzing the underlying links and the pages that
we do? We also, if a tweet contains links, we crawl the page in real time, and that becomes part of the analysis.
You analyze the text on the page it links to.
That's right. And the key to analyzing tweets, I mean, a tweet is short, but we use a lot of context around the tweet to make it richer. So that's kind of part of the secret sauce of getting it right.
Terrific. Well, thanks for launching this on stage. It looks really great.
Thanks, Eric.
All right. A big round of applause. If I could get my next guest, Rio Cara, who is the CEO of Vivo.